Okay folks, welcome back to another edition of Action Figure Imagery Tour Reviews. Today we're having a look at MasterVerse, Masters of the Universe New Eternia Claw-Ful figure. As you can see, he is a deluxe figure because of the larger than normal packaging. You see his name on the side, right there. On the right side, and then you got artwork of Claw-Ful on the left side. And on the back, you see the other figures that come in this series with Claw-Ful: Merman, Grizzlor, Buzz-Off, and Fakor. Also available with some nice artwork on the back. Look real closely on the background, by the way. Is that Battle Bones? That looks like Battle Bones in the background. So are they teasing us, Mattel, with this artwork? So will there be a MasterVerse Battle Bones in the future? I wonder. That does indeed look like Battle Bones in the background, or is that just a random dinosaur? For those of you who are not familiar with Battle Bones is a dinosaur-like skeleton creature that was in a previous vintage toy line. A toy that was like a transporter toy that carried other toys into action. It definitely looks like Battle Bones, no doubt about it. But Claw-Ful's bio, if you want to pause it, or I can read it. Claw-Ful warrior with the grip of evil. The nightmarish legends of Claw-Ful are well known among the seafaring adventures of New Eternia. The king of the Claw people can shipwreck an entire vessel with a single snap. He has been rumored to pillage the wreckage and drag seafarers to the deepest, darkest waters. Captains charge course at the mere mention of his name. Change course at the mere mention of his name. But they are only rumors, aren't they? And that's a very gruesome bio, by the way. He can shipwreck an entire vessel with a single snap. He can cause a large, gigantic ship to sink just by snapping at it with one single snap. And rumored to pull people down to the deepest, darkest waters. I assuming he was drowning folks with this bio. It's a very dark bio indeed. Definitely not for kids. Very dark stuff there. Now let's have a look at Claw-Ful outside of the packaging. Okay folks, here we have Claw-Ful out of the packaging. And notice that I have already put the extra accessories on him. First, I want to demonstrate how to remove those accessories or how to apply them to the figure. And for those of old school fans, we know of what Claw-Ful always came with back to his original days. The original Claw-Ful always came with this green battle mace. But now, this newer version of Claw-Ful, just like the old classics, now has new accessories. This shield is new for the first time. For Claw-Ful has never had a shield before. This is new. Also, I think this armor piece was adapted to the 2K Claw-Ful, if I'm not mistaken. And then get a closer look at Claw-Ful's face here. Get him closer to the camera. And if you look closely, if you can see that, let me see if I can shine a light a little bit better on his face. If you look closely, it looks like his eyes from afar, like he doesn't have any pupils. But if you look closely, he does have pupils. They're white. They're just not colored. They're there. If you look real closely, I'm not sure if you can see them or not, but he does have pupils. And as for the Claw-Ful figure itself, these extra accessories, want to know how to remove them. This armband just slides on down his shoulder, his elbow. And this right here, you can just lift this up over his head, but it is attached to the back piece. You can attach it to this back piece. You see this piece right here, you can and this little I don't know what to call that right there, but this piece right here can connects to those hooks in the back. That's how you connect the armor and the back armor, and then you can just pull it up over his head like this, and it connects vice versa the same way. And this extra battle armor right here, it's very nice. Look at that little blue spot right there, a little pearl-like item. Very gorgeous, very beautiful piece of jewelry-looking material. Now, us old school fans are familiar with this yellow armor. If you've watched the, you can remove this by removing these, just like you did from the old 1980 figures, 80s figures. Removing these straps to take off the armor. But this armor, if you remember the old Filmation Claw-Ful, which by the way you'll see later in the slideshow, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's kind of stubborn, it doesn't want to go through that knot right there. There we go. And now you just yank it over his head. Now I've removed that, but I'll get back to the armor in a moment. But now we have old school Claw-Ful. There you go. But back to this armor. If you're familiar with the old Filmation cartoon, you should know that this is the armor that the old Filmation cartoon Claw-Ful wore. So this piece of armor right here is like a homage, like a tribute to Filmation Claw-Ful in an updated manner. Because as you'll see in the comparison pictures in the slideshow, that this is more detailed than the version, the Filmation Claw-Ful that Super 7 came out with. And many of you are familiar with the articulation with MasterVerse figures. Head can go down that much and up that much, and you got a swivel right here at the shoulder, and see you got a swivel at the elbow, shoulder, and elbow bends. The claws can rotate also circularly, and something different. Now both of Claw-Ful's claws are articulated. The left claw is now articulated, and of course his big giant right claw is articulated. So this Claw-Ful figure has made history, Masters of the Universe history that is, and that he is the first Claw-Ful figure to have both of his claws articulated, if I'm not mistaken. And you hear that crunching noise, the sound it makes when you snap it together, and it's not spring-loaded neither, unlike previous versions of the figure. And also, you can twist the waist around. You can bend, ab crunch a little bit downward like that, and goes up by that much. And he does have a swivel, upper thigh swivel right here. See the upper thigh, and double jointed knee bend right here, and you got a little articulation right here. You got a little swivel right here at the ankle, and also at the foot base right there. That's the articulation. Okay folks, so there you have Claw-Ful. I went over his accessories. I went over all of his accessories, the shield, the battle armor, the shield, the back armor, and get a good look at it. The spikes on the back like an actual crab shell, and the inside of it, and of course his classic green mace that he's known for, and other accessories, the arm pad right here. And as you see, all these MasterVerse figures seem like they just originate off of the 2K line. A lot of elements from the 2K line are implemented into these figures, as you can see. Okay, so there you have a look at Claw-Ful outside of the packaging. Now let's move on to the slideshow. Okay, here's Claw-Ful in the packaging as you see him with all of his accessories. And just like Whiplash, I think this Claw-Ful figure is Warrior with the Grip of Evil right there on the side, by the way. This bio again. I think this Claw-Ful figure, out of all the Claw-Fuls made for the Masters of the Universe franchise, this Claw-Ful figure, I think, has the most accessories than any Claw-Ful figure ever made. Definitely more than the original vintage. And there you see him again, the shield. That's the first time right there for the shield. The others have been there before. I think, well, the armor, the crab armor, I think was not. I don't think it came with the classics, even though I had the classics. I think it did. He had a crab armor shield, if my memory serves me correctly. But I think it came with that Staction figure, if I'm not mistaken. He had that crab-like armor. And there you see how tall Claw-Ful is, with his knees bent. And there he is with his knees straight, even 7 inches almost when he's standing straight up without bending his knees. Yeah, but you see why the vintage line had the figures with their knees bent so they could stand easily. And it's kind of tough to make them stand straight up without falling. So I can understand that right there. There he is. This is green mace that he's known for. It's the original vintage weapon. And there's the back view of Claw-Ful. And another side view right there. And as mentioned in the video, it's history I think has been made with this Claw-Ful figure. As far as now, you can see his eyes. Take a good look. If you pause the video, you can see he does have eyes. As I was going to say, first Claw-Ful figure with both claws articulated, but yes, he has eyes. From afar, it looks as if his pupils are totally white with no pupils at all. But if you look closely, he does have pupils. They're just not colored. If you look real closely, you can see them. I'm not sure why Mattel did this. They wanted to give Claw-Ful a new look. I'm not sure. But by taking away the pupils, the color of his pupils, it kind of takes away his animalistic tendencies. It almost make him look like a magical creature, like a demonic creature, and with the white eyes with no pupils instead of an animalistic humanoid creature. Combined with a crab or a lobster. And there he is next to the Filmation Claw-Ful right there. You see the armor on the Filmation Claw-Ful. That armor that came with MasterVerse Claw-Ful is, I think, is a tribute to the Filmation Claw-Ful, and there they are side by side right there. MasterVerse Claw-Ful next to Filmation Claw-Ful by the 4 Horsemen. Super 7. By the way, and there he is next to the original He-Man figure from this line, MasterVerse line. Not much size difference. He's not that much bigger than He-Man, as I made a battle pose right there with him trying to grab He-Man's power sword with his claw. Use his claw to. There's another look. There's Filmation Claw-Ful with MasterVerse Claw-Ful's armor, and see how it's the same. It's the tribute, except but no, this is what MasterVerse's armor looks like on the Filmation Claw-Ful classics from the classics line. And there's the back. And you see that there's again, he's still wearing the MasterVerse Claw-Ful's armor right there. As it is a tribute to the Filmation Claw-Ful, I assume. It looks very much alike. And now there he is with the full armor, his regular armor with the Filmation armor and the crab armor on the back. And there's a close-up shot of that beautiful jewel. Isn't that gorgeous right there? It's that blue and how it shines like a real crystal. It's very nice. Very cool. There he is with his right claw, big right claw open right there. And you see how the claw armor attaches to Claw-Ful from the back. You see how it hooks to the Filmation armor. And you put it over his neck, over his head to display it. And there he is with all of his accessories displayed right here. The shield, the mace he's known for, he's been having for years, and the arm guard, and there he is next to Whiplash MasterVerse Whiplash and MasterVerse Claw-Ful together, right here in this pick with all their accessories, except for and there they are with Skeletor, their master. This Whiplash is the biggest of the trio. I was kind of hoping that Claw-Ful would be the same size as Whiplash. I feel like he should be the same size, but he isn't. He seemed like he should be one of those bigger characters. There's bio again. There's a comparison between the Classics Claw-Ful. I no longer have Classics Claw-Ful in my collection. I had to sell them when my money was tight. I regret that. I want them back in my collection. I hope to have them back one day soon. And there's the thumbnail picture right there. And I hope you all enjoyed this video, folks. Everyone, have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next video.